Hi guys, welcome to another edition of Hide Inside. We are now in our second week of Big Ten play as the Hoosiers wrapped up a 2-1 series win over the weekend against the Ohio State Buckeyes, and then yesterday beat Indiana State 6-3, sweeping the series with the Sycamores as they beat Indiana State in Terre Haute earlier this season. We wanted to first address a couple comments that we've had on the blog videos. We appreciate you guys for watching them. Feel free again on Hoosier Hype to comment on those. And one of the comments was talking about where we can find in-game blogs. We don't necessarily do an in-game live blog, but you can follow us on Twitter, IDS_baseball, and we usually update that every inning or multiple times in the inning if some big drama is happening. And then the other comment that we wanted to talk about was maybe if we were going to go up to the field and do these videos with the team already on their way to Iowa. We decided to do this video here, but maybe next week as they got Minnesota coming in, that could be nice to go out to Sembauer and shoot that. But Drew, let's talk about the game on Wednesday. Brian Cordy throwing another gem for the Hoosiers. Indiana State made it interesting there in the seventh inning.
Oh yeah, Cordy was really solid through 6 innings, 6 shutout innings, and he actually extended a streak over 2 games where he didn't allow a hit to 8 innings. He just kind of said that fatigue kind of wore in that 7th when Indiana State was able to score 3 runs, one of which was a walk-in with the bases loaded, and another being a 2 RBI single. So yeah, kind of fatigue just kind of hit him. I think he was above 100 pitches at that point in the game. But yeah, the first 6 innings, he was just rock solid. I mean, talked to Wes Wilson, the catcher, after the game, and yeah, he just said that from behind the plate, what he could see was that he was just missing barrels. He was hitting the outer half of the plate. I mean, fooling pitchers when he needed to, and you gotta love that from a freshman pitcher, especially when you're in a position where that 3rd spot on the weekend series, still very much up in the air according to Tracy Smith. He's not got the spot set in stone, even though Matt Dearden has started the last 2 weekends and probably will start this weekend again at Iowa. He's going to approach it strategically, but he wants to get a bunch of guys looks at for potential chances at that spot. And I mean, Cordy is definitely showing that he deserves a look there as he has gotten a couple times this season.
I mean, Chad Martin and Blake Monar have been great, and they were great over the weekend against the Buckeyes on Friday and Saturday. But yeah, you are right. That 3rd starter is kind of where is he going there? He's thrown a number of guys there, and come Big Ten tournament time, and hopefully for the Hoosiers NCAA tournament time for Tracy Smith, he's going to need a 3rd guy that he could definitely send out there and hopefully for his sake get 6 or 7 innings out of. And that's something that we kind of talked about earlier in the week. Tracy Smith, many coaches this time of the year obviously thinking about NCAA tournament, and with IU being a northern school and being in the Big Ten conference, it is how many bids is that conference going to get? Are they going to get one? Obviously the winner of the conference tournament will get in, but at-large bid is something that I think IU right now is primed for. Tracy Smith talked about it on Tuesday at practice, how they do have some quality wins. They won at Texas A&M, Corpus Christi earlier in the year. They won at Tennessee. They won at Coastal Carolina. And again, this is going down south and getting big wins over some major teams. The Big Ten, RPI-wise, isn't a strong conference. The Hoosiers right now sit a game back of Michigan State in the standings, and I think with these midweek games, you talked about Cordy's effort. We've seen Tracy Smith in the past treat him as staff days, but no, that definitely wasn't the case against the Sycamores on Wednesday. He played to win this game. He says that a loss to an Indiana State, or as we saw last week to Miami of Ohio, is an RPI killer. These midweek games, you can't really get much out of them in terms of helping your resume, but if you lose them, that can be fatal. And so it was good for IU to get that win, and again, Brian Cordy, and also some timely hitting. We saw TC Nip did it again, and talk a little bit about Nip. He did it yesterday against the Sycamores, and he also did it Sunday, dramatic bottom of the ninth.
Oh, I tell you what, I mean that Sunday, all was looking like IU was going to drop the home Big Ten opener, the home Big Ten opening series to Ohio State. They were down 8-2 at one point. Cut it to a 4-run deficit with a home run by Josh Lyon before I think it was Hutton of Ohio State hit a home run the very next inning. to put it back up to 9-4. But yeah, how about that? A 4-run. Let's see. It was a 4-run bottom of the ninth, right. Capped off by TC Nips. Near walk-off grand slam. It just barely missed, and I thought it was going to go over because the wind that day was absolutely howling out away from the field. I mean, it assisted both of the home runs that day. The one by IU Lyon, and then Hutton's for Ohio State. I thought it was going to go, and geez, what I mean, it was spectacular as it was, being a 3-run triple, right. and then Michael Basil hitting to bat in TC for the walk-off score, but yeah, what can I say? TC Nip, he's just been clutch all year. I mean, both offensively and defensively. We saw it again at Indiana State after Micah Johnson hit an RBI single to take the lead back once Indiana State had scored the 3-run 7th. TC Nip came up to the plate again and hit another 2 RBI single to pretty much cement the win. The guy's just timely, and he's done it both at the plate and out from field. I mean, a couple times earlier this season, a couple of his throws from right field or center field or wherever he's been out there have really saved the Hoosiers on defense and kind of contributed to a team that's ranked at or near the top of the Big Ten in team fielding all year long. So I mean, that's just got to be great for a guy like Tracy Smith to see. I mean,
and early in the year was that timely hitting that was kind of failing them, especially over spring break. It was, when are we going to get that 2-out RBI? Is what Tracy Smith kept on talking about. And at the start of the season, you knew who your left fielder was going to be. Alex Dickerson's definitely going to be out there, but those other 2 spots were kind of up for grabs. And TC Nip, a senior, kind of a scrappy guy. He does all the little things for the Hoosiers, and he is definitely going to be in center field, I would think, for the rest of the season. And Justin Curitan is probably going to be in right. It seems like he's kind of settled in on that lineup. We saw Wes Wilson. You talked about him catching earlier. He played a little bit out in right field earlier in the year, but now he's kind of settled in as catcher. So I think the biggest question marks for IU looking into the Iowa series over the weekend would be base running. We saw them run into some outs yesterday where they kind of blew the game open. Tracy Smith going nuts on that call at home. Definitely providing a little entertainment for the home fans. It was a beautiful day out at Sembauer, and then it's still some errors, still some fielding errors there. We saw Michael Basil drop a fly ball in the first inning, and Tracy Smith said, come Big Ten play, especially, you can't have that, because that could be the difference between getting 2 out of 3, like they did at Michigan, but then Chad Martin kind of making a blunder at first base, and they weren't able to get that sweep. So he says he's really focused on trying to get that sweep. That's what Michigan State did, and that's why they are a game above the Hoosiers. So for wrapping it up, for Drew Allen, I'm Kevin Bowen. Thanks for watching High and Inside. Again, follow us on Twitter, IDS_baseball. We'll have some updates from Iowa over the weekend, and then next week the Hoosiers got 2 midweek games. Louisville on Tuesday at Louisville, who's a team I believe RPI is a little bit higher than the Hoosiers, so a chance for a quality road win. And then Morehead State, who IU played earlier in the year, will come to Bloomington on Wednesday before Minnesota comes next weekend for the Big Ten series. So again, thanks for watching, guys, and have a good one.